I thought anything I'd ever done had value, I would have bothered to archive it in the first place. Went from kind of just talking about the rough idea of doing something for a 25th anniversary to the nightmarish task of assembling 16 CDs plus. Over the quarter century, I've saved nothing. Nothing ever occurred to me as having any reason to save. Everything got dumped into boxes or even trash bags and dumped into storage rooms.
He had boxes and boxes of DAT tapes,
tape cassettes,
VHS,
reel-to-reel tape,
CDs,
8-track,
quarter-inch,
cassette,
half-inch, you name it, every format, completely disorganized.
I never need to see another reel-to-reel or DAT tape as long as I live. We were like little kids on a scavenger hunt.
It took a lot of detective work.
And there were things we knew it had to exist and we had to find them, but we couldn't find them.
Evidently, some of these storage rooms were virtually also doubled as coal mines and were far under the Earth's surface.
It was exciting to find the gems.
The elves and helpers with their little trolley cars going even deeper and coming up with materials. It was really interesting going back and hearing Pee-wee because I haven't heard Pee-wee in I don't know how many years. I was shocked that it feels so primitive to me now, the way I think of orchestra, but at the same time, that primitive quality, I thought, but that's a good thing too. It was very weird, surreal experience listening to the very first orchestral piece that I ever wrote that ever got recorded. For an expanded soundtrack, I'm doing it for somebody who really wants to hear the whole score.
And sometimes they leave out your favorite things.
Very little that got recorded in any score didn't make it into this box.
So to hear more music from Edward Scissorhands was really important to me. Or a score like Big Fish, which the album originally had tons of songs and left out so much good music. It was a thrill to reconstruct those albums and put on really major cues.
We looked at alternates. What was like, oh, this is a different version of this song. This is a different version of this cue that didn't make it in the movie. So I looked for things that were still interesting to me. There's stuff for Planet of the Apes, there's stuff for Sleepy Hollow, where you can hear the theme is developing, and then it goes in a different direction. Music that I'd written for synthesizers as mock-ups that didn't make it into the films was much more interesting to me than the stuff that did. Even on Batman, there was a lot of really weird stuff on Batman. It mattered what were those things that I'm dying to have this, I've always wanted that. Oh, wouldn't it be great if you included this?
You know, people have wanted to hear the singing elves in the background in the middle of the song What's This on Nightmare Before Christmas, and he's like,
nah, this piece doesn't, why would anybody want to hear this?
It's like, no, really, you left off singing elves and the world has been waiting to hear them for 20 years.
Oh, okay, you know, that's valid.
But then no one actually had the singing elf track. So now it's calling Disney and going, is there some singing elf music in some vault somewhere? And the final day of mastering that album, the elves showed up. It was so fun finding foreign language versions of songs from Nightmare Before Christmas.
The German and Italian and Spanish, there was just great stuff.
Because like the Italian Oogie Boogie is so passionate in a pizza parlor sort of way.
Bene, 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 chi abbiamo qui? Babbo Nachele, ma che paura!
The performers did really good.
And the French Jack Skellington is so suave and Parisian.
Tout est ma faute, oui c'est ma faute.
The German Sally is so angst-ridden, I thought I was going to slip my wrist by the end of her song.
Es liegt ein Unheil in der Luft.
There were a couple songs, hearing them in German, they actually felt more correct than what I wrote in English.
Listening to his demos, he's every character.
As I was writing the songs, I was writing lyrics and I was writing singing the parts.
So it's like a schizophrenic singer playing every part.
It's a beautiful day. It's a rather nice day. A day for a glorious wedding.
Sometimes I'll start singing on top of something on top of something on top of something.
of the most horrifying thing was having to play this music for Danny.
What was it? Making Christmas Goes Electric?
I don't remember doing the song.
We sat Danny down and he just sort of sat there like he'd seen a ghost.
Well, maybe my doppelganger went and recorded a song.
It felt a little bit strange because I was hearing these demos that were made in the 80s that had these really old synth sounds.
The sounds, by today's standards, are what you imagine coming out of a 6-year-old's Casio.
They sounded to me very vintage and really special and something that, you know, needed to kind of be preserved.
If you listen to that demo, it has every nuance of what you hear in the final recorded main title. And it's kind of a smoking gun that just shows you that this guy was always producing everything that wound up, you know, being recorded for the film.
I had to convince him of so many things, showing his scores in the books, letting demos out, putting on alternate takes of things.
There are a few pieces even where I'm just singing in the car.
You open it up and your head's inside. There's a hologram of you singing.
When you're in the car, you don't have access to write down music, you don't have a piano, you don't have anything. Your hands are on a steering wheel. Car tapes have always been essential.
Nothing's left out of this. They got demos, they got work tapes.
Takes two people to carry that home.